already the 3rd of November, but the flower is in full bloom. That's right, Marc-Andre Fleury, flower power, now has back-to-back shutouts with 3 shutouts in his past 4 games. 3 shutouts in a week. The first time in his entire career that has happened. He now leads the league in shutouts with 3. He also leads the league with wins, which is a meaningless stat, but as a result of his efforts, he was recently named the 3rd star of the week for last week on NHL.com, which for Marc-Andre Fleury never happened, so big accomplishment. Yes, so Marc-Andre Fleury leads the Penguins to a 5-0 win against the historically bad Buffalo Sabres, a team who could challenge for the least points in a season, rivaling Ottawa Senators' inaugural 93-94 season. Right now, they are second last in the league, just before Carolina, but Carolina has had all sorts of bad injury luck. Buffalo has not. This is their full team. I would expect Carolina to get better, while Buffalo will not. This team's Corsi for percentage right now, their score-adjusted Fenwick, is 38%. There has been no team in the history of the league since Corsi has been kept track that has been that bad the whole year. Buffalo could be that bad. Now, their GM's doing all the right things. They have 3 first overall draft picks. 3 in what people are calling the deepest draft since 2003. The Connor McDavid sweepstakes, who's the best player since Sidney Crosby. Yes, I know we've heard that before, but trust me, this is true. His points per game in the OHL are the same as what Crosby had as a junior player in the QMJHL, and the OHL is arguably a harder league. So that's freaky. If they don't get him, there's also Jack Eichel, Noah Hanifin, Dylan Strome. The amount of right things that Buffalo's doing is ridiculous. They'll be good in a few years. Right now, it's going to be a slow burn, and it's terrible because they are really, really bad. But in 5 years, they could be really, really good. So, good job, Tim Murray. He's doing all the right things. This team is a dog pile right now. But back to the game, 5-0. It was not really close at all. Fleury was not challenged at all. He did have to make 18 saves, which is actually a lot for a Sabres game, considering that Jonathan Brunet only had to make 10 a few games before that for the Leafs. The Penguins had 37 shots, so the Penguins dominated the game, dominated competition. Every single Penguins player was at least 50% Corsi or above, so it means they have the puck at least 50% of the time. The one player who's below, Rob Scuderi, which should come as a surprise to no one, but Chris Kunitz was about 90%. That's ridiculous. Paul Martin, Ole Mata, Christian Ehrhoff, Chris Letang, all about 80%. Crosby, same thing. And considering the amount of game that those guys play, you'd think that it might go down a bit, but no, it stayed consistent. That shows how good they are, and also how piss poor Buffalo is. So, once again, Penguins power play is rolling. They're back up to 41% on the season. Again, killed off every penalty, now have 24 straight kills. Now good for 9th in the league with about an 85% penalty kill. So, the penalty kill in 3 weeks has went from last to top 10. So, let's hope they keep that up because that's amazing. Once again, another home night for Crosby, Malkin. 3 points each. Oh, just another night at the office. And hey, they're not buying into the system yet, but they just got 3 points. Chris Letang with another point. Ehrhoff with another point. Everyone looked great. It was a good effort start to finish. There was definitely a lull in the second period, and if they weren't playing Buffalo, the team probably could have caught up on that. So still would like to see the full 60-minute effort, but 5-0. Great win. Can't really critique it. That marked the last game for Ole Mata as he attempts to do work for his thyroid issue, which is not requiring surgery right now, but could require surgery later. As a result, the team has called up Scott Harrington as they embark on their 5-game road trip with the moms and the dads, which is pretty cool because that's never been done before, not that I can remember. He will probably start as a 7th defenseman as Robert Bertuzzo works his way back into the lineup. But he'll probably get in a couple of games, at least that's what Mike Johnson said. We'll see if it's actually true because he said that before and it hasn't happened, so I ain't buying it till I see it. Jason Magno was sent down, not really sure why he was up. I've already talked about how much I think Zach Sell sucks because he's a pile of dog shit. Anyways, I'd like to see Thomas Greiss get in a game or two. They do have a back-to-back coming up, so he might get to play there, but you know what? Fleury's rolling, so keep him playing. Let's try to get him the franchise record for a shutout streak. If he does not let in a goal 5 minutes into the next game, I believe he becomes a franchise record holder for longest shutout streak for the Penguins. And I think actually current holder of that record is Thomas Vokoun, who last played for the Penguins. So he did that 2 seasons ago. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, not much I can say for this one. Crosby leads the league in points still. Malkin's right behind him. And, yeah, but they're not buying into the system, guys. No, not buying in. Oh, something else I should mention is that the Penguins, for all the good that they are doing, they actually do not have the best possession stats. They're actually exactly in the middle of the pack, just over 50%, which is surprising because their top players are all very good. Again, I think that this is the possession black hole that is the 4th line, and they're up in Rob Scuderi dragging them down as they have been terrible every time they've been on the ice. Their Corsi 4 and Fenwick 4 has been brutal. Their score-adjusted Fenwick is actually very good. Minnesota is top in the league, but Pittsburgh is right above them. Score-adjusted, I think, is they adjust for like 10 seconds after the faceoff's dropped, or I'm not quite sure how that works, but something like that. But their Corsi numbers have not been great. I expect it to be better. It is good when the games are close. So when they're within 1 or when they're tied, they're very good at getting the puck and trying to score or trying to keep the lead, which is a good sign. It's only 10 games in, but it's just something to watch for as they move forward because the past couple of years they have not been a good possession team despite all the star players that they have. So that's all for this one. Please like if you like this video. Subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. Share with everyone. And I will see you tomorrow after the first game of the 5-game road trip when we visit old foe Matt Cook and the Minnesota Wild, the Corsi and Fenwick leading Minnesota Wild, who could arguably be the best team in the NHL.